Yo, bro.
You won't believe, man. That song blowing up right now.
Yeah?
Got people at the stop sign to fence.
Yeah, that was the goal, man. Let the world know.
Let them know what?
That all we need is love.
Whoa, feel the beat. All that we need up
It's some love. Whoa, yeah.
all that we need up
Love your neighbor as yourself.
Tip your hat to the front side. Lean to your right side. As I look around the world, this is what I see. All the people in God's image, yeah. As I look around the world, this is what I see. All the people in this likeness, yeah. So how can we hate? Yeah. If we want peace, yeah. Oh, yeah. Feel the beat. So without faith, without hope, let's just love, not in word, but in deed. All we need is love. Yeah. All we need is love to make this world a better place. If we really want it, all we need is love. Yeah, yeah. Lay all this pride aside and really show it. All we need is love. Yeah. Oh, like no more hate. All we need is love. Yeah. Oh, like no more lying. All we need is love. Yeah. All that we need up. All we need is love. Yeah. All my believers gotta sing it like whoa. 'Cause we got eternal life dwelling on the inside of us. Gotta sing it like whoa. 'Cause we got eternal life dwelling on the inside of us. Gotta sing it like whoa. We got eternal life inside of us, inside of us, inside of us. Yeah. So without faith, without hope, let's just love, not in word, but in deed. All we need is love. Yeah. All we need is love to make this world a better place. If we really want it, all we need is love. Yeah, yeah. Lay all this pride aside and really show it. All we need is love. Yeah. Oh, like no more hate. All we need is love. Yeah. Oh, like no more lying. All we need is love. Yeah. All that we need up. All we need is love. Yeah. All that we need up. All we need is a lover. 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 All we need is a love. Yeah. Oh, like no more hate. All we need is a love. Yeah. Oh, like no more lying. All we need is a love. Yeah. All that we need up. All we need is a love. Yeah. All that we need up. All we need is a love. So without faith, without hope, all we need is a love. Let's just love, not in word, but in deed. All we need is a love. So without faith, without hope, all we need is a love. Let's just love, not in word, but in deed.
That's great. Yeah, I appreciate it. Appreciate it, man. Awesome.
That's awesome. Wow.
I
Wow.
appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
See, y'all may not know, the old people used to say back in the day that there goes a walking testimony. A walking testimony is when you should have been dead. Hallelujah, but you're walking. Hallelujah. A walking testimony is when you should have lost your mind, but you still are able to cope with society. A walking testimony is When everybody else gave hope and gave up on you, you're still standing. Now, is there any walking testimonies? Hallelujah. Give the Lord a hand clap. That's what I like about walking testimonies. And let me tell you, see, a walking testimony don't have to talk. All they got to do is walk. A walking testimony don't even have to say nothing. You can just look at where they've been. Hallelujah. That's a walking testimony. Amen, amen, amen. I like walking testimonies. Amen. But we give the Lord a hand clap. We thank the Lord again. You notice I always like giving the Lord a hand clap because you see, I used to go to a lot of plays. And when somebody is performing on the stage, you give them a hand clap for a job well done. Amen. If it was real good, you gave them a standing ovation. Amen. So when I come into the house of God, when I walk inside the house of God, I'm thinking about every little thing he brought me through all week long. Amen. That's what I think about it. I think about the cars that I passed by that was turned upside down. As Brother Marcus said, I passed ambulances, and I said, that could have been me. Amen. I remember one night, I woke up in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning to go use the bathroom. And I thought that I was going to die. And the doctor told me, he said, you got up too quick, too fast. When you get over 50, son, you need to sit on the side of the bed before you get up and move quickly. And they got a name for that. I got up and moved real quick. And I had fell asleep downstairs, and when my blood pressure and everything was just going off whack, and everything was starting to coming to close, and I couldn't see nothing out here. Everything kept getting narrow. I called my wife, and I said, honey. She came downstairs. I said, tell my daughters I love them. Amen. Tell everybody I love them. And I said, if I got to go, this is a good time to go, because I knew my life was right with God. Amen. I wasn't afraid of dying, Sister Tracy. Amen. I just said, if I die, let me die in the army of the Lord.
Amen.
And I knew I was ready. I knew if I died, I knew I was going to be in the first resurrection. Amen. So you know what my goal is? Every day of my life, I want to live like the resurrection is tomorrow. Amen. See, y'all may not know, the old people used to say back in the day that there goes a walking testimony. A walking testimony is
Behold, I will do a new thing in you. I will do a new thing in you. Behold, I will do. Behold, I will do a new thing in you. I will do a new thing in you. Behold, I will it shall spring forth, and He will make a way. He will make a way. He will make a way in the wilderness. He will make a way. Yes, He will make a way. He will make a way in the wilderness. A way in the wilderness. A way in the wilderness. Get more music and motivation for your spiritual journey at setapartheart.com. And yes, this music is available for download on iTunes, Amazon, and Google Play. Thank you so much for your support.
I can't breathe. Can't breathe. Oppression pressing on my neck. My thinking, breathing, hair has just been cut off. I'm dying in this American wreck. In the valley of the dry bones, no flesh, just bones. We were once the rulers, but now we sing our enemy's song. Oh, say, can you see? Blinding lies, my people are not free. This is captivity. We wanted to be like them, we integrated with them, worship their gods and their idols like them. Jacob troubles, pressure, more pressure on the neck. I can't breathe. No oxygen to the brain drives a man insane. The heathen rage, the lions that once ruled the nations roar and roam in a cage. Programmed to kill the offspring with injections, wiping out the bloodline with demon infections. Trying to corrupt the most high olive tree, so that the natural branches will not return to thee. Choke them out, pressure, choke them out. Natural seed, replace them with GMO seeds. Oh no, it will never please the Most High's knees. The chains become tighter around our neck, controlling dog lease. The skin is raw to the bone, can't move, can't see, the whole body hurts. I can't breathe, can't breathe. Simulation, I can't breathe. Incarceration, I can't breathe. Reparation, I can't breathe. Losing my sanity, we can't breathe. Simulation, I can't breathe. Incarceration, I can't breathe. Reparation, I can't breathe. Losing our sanity, we can't breathe. Get off my neck. Year 1600, chains on my people's neck. 1776, no freedom, red, white, and blue around my people's neck. 1863, Emancipation Proclamation, dog lease around my people's neck. 1900, Jim Crow around our neck. 2000, increased poverty, no upward mobility, incarceration around our necks. 2020, heavy chains are on our necks. Death is on our necks. We can't breathe, we can't breathe. The enemy are bashed deep into our bloodline. We die, we cry to the Most High. You promised that you would save us from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. Murdered black man and women, blood cries out from the dust. Please forgive us, we want a new birth. Most High, please wrap our bones with skin. Breathe life into us again that we may live. Ezekiel, prophesy to these bones. Life, hope, deliverance. Simulation, I can't breathe. Incarceration, I can't breathe. Reparation, I can't breathe. Losing our sanity, we can't breathe. Simulation, I can't breathe. Incarceration, I can't breathe. Reparation, I can't breathe. Losing our sanities, America, we can't breathe.
greetings, everybody. What is wrong with my lights? All right, listen, I didn't know my lights were going to be like that. Y'all stand by. I'm just going to fix the lights. And I want to let you know a little bit about our phone app, and then I'm going to fix these lights, and we'll be right back. All right. I think I got it going here. I don't know. A lot going on. Hey, how's everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope that you all can hear me okay and all of that good stuff. I'm looking at the lighting, but it's bad tonight. I don't know what's going on with it. But we are here tonight. And that being said, let me see if I can do a little bit better with the lights here. And if you can hear me okay, put a 1 in the chat room if you can hear me okay. A thumbs up or something. I like the ones. Put the ones in there. That builds up the algorithms here. First person to tune in tonight was Stephen. How you doing, Stephen? Thank you for tuning in. We got Marie. How you doing? Coach, how you doing? Area, how you doing? Brother Abraham, nice corresponding with you today, brother. Brother Jonah, how you doing? Sister Barbara, how you doing? Talia, how you doing? And we got Bree. How you doing, Bree? Hope everything's well with you. And let's see, who else do we have in here? Brother Mark P. How you doing, Brother Mark? And there is my brother Tobiah and sister Tobiah Vickers. How are you all doing? I hope everything's going well with you. Let's see, we got brother Rick and sister Vicar Jones. She was just putting on that fire. All right. How are we doing? Ava Ya, how you doing? Hope all is well with you. We said hello to Coach. There's KT. Brother Rick is putting in a 1. There's Sister Laughter. How you doing? And let's see. Thank you, all of you all. Thank all of you all for letting me know that we're going good here. We got Earlene Williams. Thank you for being here. Sister Susan, how are you doing? And all of you all. So listen, straight talk tonight. Let's just do some straight talk tonight. Straight talk, because we have a lot going on. We do. Did you all see all of those people shot and killed over the kids? I'm going to get into that in a minute. Last night, there's Sister Brenda from IOG Riverdale. How you doing, Sister Brenda? Last night, we played 2 short lessons. One Pastor Bowie did and one I did. The one that Pastor Bowie did was talking about the abomination of the desolation. He did that last night. You all know I'm going to do this. I just want to have a little bit. That's all. Where's it at? I don't see it. Here we go. I don't know why I can't hear it. I just want to have a little music, that's all. I just don't like that one there. So anyway, there we go. I played a lesson from Pastor Bowie last night called The Abomination of the Desolation. He went, I think it was called From Jesus to Armageddon. Let me tell you why I did that. And I had to play that lesson. And I thank Elder Hoover up at the IOG for letting me get a hold of those videos. Those are little 30-minute videos that Pastor Bowie teaches, and I'm going to be playing them from here and there quite from one point in time or another. We're going to be playing those, okay? Just so you all know. And when we do that, let me tell you, they're short lessons. They get you through, and they're short, they're sweet, they get right to the point. And the one that I did last night, it was talking about the role of Israel, the role of Israel. We have so much. Tonight is straight talk. We're going to do some straight talk. I may get to a scripture too, but I got some other stuff I got to get to. And you all know every now and then I would do this in the car, but tonight I'm going to do it here, right here on this. And let me tell you, one of the things that I'm going to get into a little bit of politics tonight. I'm going to get into a little bit of conspiracy theory tonight. We're going to get into some scriptures here and there, but we have to do this. Every now and then we got to just do straight talk, straight talk. And in fact, I didn't plan on doing this, but if I'm talking about something, somebody wants to jump in, if you got a question, put a Q in front of your comment, okay? Put a Q in front of your comment, okay? This has just been a busy year. I just did my taxes. I hope I did my taxes because of this COVID-19 and everything going on. So let me get some things in order. First, let's talk about this COVID-19. You all know right now in Florida, where I'm at, it's the number one state right now, higher than anybody, higher than anybody. And so we're going through, people going through, even where I'm at, where I work at, there's people that, you'll get news that this person got it, that person got it. But a lot of this came from last weekend. And it takes about 3 to 5 days for this thing to really incubate. And people saw that 4th of July weekend, people really wanted to go out and have fun, and they did. Things are still open. Now they're going back to the way things were supposed to be, okay? So that's what they're doing now. They're going back to the way things were supposed to be, and now that's where they are. And now that they're doing that, the schools are saying, well, we don't know if we're going to open up now. And we got to that point, schools don't even know what they're going to do. I'm going to put some information in here. Let me see here. That's our contact information right there. You all can see that. And just 1 second, just 1 second. So one of the things, this COVID-19, we're going back. We're going back to the way things were at the very onset. We had 15,000 cases in one day in South Florida, just in South Florida. 15,000 cases in one day. And of course they said, well, we tested over 100,000 people. And they did. It was about 140. And the way I've been looking at this is that 10% of whoever they test, 10% will come out positive. So 15,000. Out of the 15,000, I've been looking at maybe 40% to 50% of those people that contracted will die. Okay? So 10% of 15,000 is 1,500. Roughly about, out of the 1,500, half of that would be 750. About 700 people would die from COVID, just from that case. Out of the 15,000 people, 700 would die. And that's how I've been calculating things. And it's serious. Now, a lot of people will make it through the COVID-19. A lot of people will make it through. Incidentally, brother at Bethel, Brother Harold, sometimes he comes in. I want us to keep his mother in prayer because she has it, and she's in the hospital, but doing a lot better. If my music is too loud, somebody let me know. Brother Tobiah, I need you to be my eyes and ears, because I'm just putting a nice little balance on it. And I call it conversation music. I just conversate about it. That's just me. 15,000 people in the state of Florida. That's a lot of people that caught COVID-19. What are we doing at Bethel? Bethel, we're still having just streamlining the services. We're not holding a service. People do come. They do have social distancing, and when they do come down, we don't greet each other, but they're there just to be a part of that small audience that is just really support audience. That's basically what they're doing. Thank you, Coach. So that's what they're doing. And churches, I've provided consulting to a few churches. They were scheduled to open up August the 1st, the first weekend in August. That's out. There's no way. School board is saying, we don't think we're going to open up schools. We're going to stay where kids do the at-home learning. So that still may be the case going on there. Remember, I told you all, I'm not a prophet. I only went with history. And history indicated that this virus was going to come back. And it did. And I'm going to pull up my email because I want to show you all something. I really want to show you something here. Let me see if I can pull up my email. Because I sent myself something I wanted you all to see. And yeah, here it is. I got it. I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna see if I can share this with you all. And the reason why I want to share it is because there's a lot of good information in this article. I want to set it up first and make sure that we got it good. So give me 1 second. Yeah, that's it right there. All right. So let me share this real quick. Let me share this with you. Okay, here we go. I want you to look at this. Let me see if I can get it and move it over so all of us can see it. I want to move it over and get it lined up real good. Okay. I want us to look at this. Oh, I had it perfect. And then this software, you have to lock it. So let me lock it so we can go over here and look at it. I really want you to look at this. This is this article, and it's called Flashback. Flashback Spanish flu. Okay, here's a lady that you can see she's got her little mask on, right? And everybody, this is in 1920. Everybody just made their own stuff. You know that, right? Everybody made their own stuff. The reason why I'm going back to this before I go and show it to you, I just want to get it set up, is this. A lot of people, I got a lot of conspiracy theories out there. And they're still happening. They had it back then. And with this COVID-19, I played Pastor Bowie's lesson last night to just let people know the very next big thing to happen, people, is the abomination of the desolation, is the tribulation. That's it. And everybody, well, we're going to Africa. Well, we're going to get reparations. I saw something on the news tonight They're asking for a quadrillion. I forget how many quadrillions of dollars. And so when I saw that, I'm like, you're not going to get reparations. I mean, it would be nice. It really would be. It really would be nice to get reparations. And here's why I doubt that we're going to get reparations, because the scripture says no man will redeem you. No man will redeem you. Reparations is redeeming. We're not going to be redeemed. I know that makes a lot of people upset when I talk like this. It does. It really does. Somebody's going to watch this video and they're going to say, you know what? He is anti-ADOS, African descendants of slaves. He's anti. I'm not anti-ADOS. I'm not. I know who we are. The issue is you're not getting reparations. It don't fit the script. It just don't fit the script. And when it doesn't fit the script, you can't get mad because at the messenger. That's all. You can't get mad at the messenger. We're not going to get reparations. It's not. It's just not going to happen. And so I showed Pastor Boyd's lesson so we could see. And if you didn't watch last night, when this ends, go back and watch that. Watch Pastor Boyd's lesson. Speed up through my lesson. Go to Pastor Boyd's lesson and look at that lesson. Because brothers and sisters, the tribulation, when we are gathered, is when it's time to go to the wilderness. Other than that, you're not going to be gathered. You can go to Africa. There's nothing wrong with going to Africa. I can tell you that right now. Somebody said, you know, Africa, Ghana is saying come home. There might be some opportunities there. And there's nothing wrong with that. There may be some opportunities there. I can tell you that right now. There may be opportunities. They're giving dual citizenship. They're allowing you to buy land. If you can, if you have a retirement check, it may be a good opportunity for you to go there and go there and help out. That's what the government wants. They want people to come from the United States, and they want you to come there and help. They want to build up their society. They want to kind of look at the way they do their government. And if you want to do it, do it. It might be good for you. You might have dual citizenship. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It don't matter where you are in the world. When the tribulation happens, it's going to happen. So if you want to go, go. There's nothing wrong with going to Africa. I personally am not going to Africa. When I get gathered, I'm going to be gathered from the United States. Because he says, I'm going to gather you from the four corners of the earth. And when he gathers us, we're going to the tribulation. We're going to go to the wilderness. Everybody's not going to go to the wilderness because everybody don't believe in the wilderness. But I don't care what people believe in or don't believe in. I'm going. So that's all that matters. Second thing is this. Here's the second thing. It doesn't matter where you are. If you know to get to the wilderness, you're going to get there. And brothers and sisters, when the abomination of the desolation sits in the holy place and starts to operate, it's going to be like a time never, ever before. Okay? That's I'm not going to go into Pastor Boyd's lesson. Go in that, read Matthew 24th chapter. This is real. Okay? So a lot of people say, well, what about it's the 400 years? It's that's why tonight I wanted to have straight talk. We're going to deal with a lot of those issues that's on the table. Okay? First of all, let's stick with this COVID. Then we're going to get into that other stuff. The tribulation is the next big thing to happen. That's it. Okay? COVID-19, where is this? Every 100 years, that's the way history has been. There's always a pandemic. All of this stuff comes from the Most High. You cannot give Satan any credit for shutting down the entire world. And Amos says, no evil happens and the Lord have not done it. We're not going to even read that scripture tonight because I read it enough. But that's over in Amos, the 3rd chapter. No evil can happen and the Lord have not done it. Okay, so that's number one. Let's share this article right here, COVID. Just some things to look at. This is in 1920. Listen to this. At the close of World War I, an estimated 50 million people died from the Spanish flu. 50 million people died. Do I think 50 million people are going to die from COVID? No. I'm not a prophet. Let's just talk common sense. 1920, 2020. 1920, 2020. What's the difference between 1920 and 2020? Okay, that's the question. What's the difference? Number one, I can just take one look at this photo and look at the difference between 1920 and 2020. I don't know what this lady has on that somebody made, but somebody, she's got something there that somebody believed at that time, and it probably did whatever it did, that is some sort of way of not breathing outside air so you don't catch the Spanish flu. Okay, that's number one. Number two, 1920, 2020. You're talking about 100 years apart, people. We have telephones today. We have cell phones, okay? Growing up, when I grew up, I saw there was telephones, okay? When I grew up, there was telephones. They called them landlines, the old rotary dial, okay? So I went from the rotary dial, I'm talking about just in my lifetime. I went from the rotary dial, I was here when the first tape recorder came out. I was here when the first walkie-talkie came out, the CB radio, and then we went from there to CB radio. Yeah, CB radios, everybody had a CB radio. That was like, okay, that was cool. You know, you can be across town, talk to everybody. Everybody had these great big old antennas on the car, you know. And then we went from there to the beeper, okay? And the beeper used to throw codes on it. And then from the beeper, we went to the big shoebox cell phone. It was about like this big, and you carried it on you like a big book bag, okay? And then we just evolved from there to now we got watch telephones, okay, to cell phones from 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. We're here, okay? You can, I remember when the first floppy disk hard drive came out, okay? It was a little floppy disk. And then they had the hard disk, the little small square ones about maybe yay big. And, you know, it was a hard case. And then the first laptop. And then, listen, some of us have seen it all. Some of us have really seen it all, okay? But you're talking about 1920, 2020. What's the difference? 100 years, technology, communication, medical advancements. 50 million people are not going to die worldwide from this flu. It's just from this coronavirus. It's just common sense, okay? Are there going to be some casualties? Yes, okay? Does the Almighty have everybody's attention? Yes. Some people's attention he's not going to get. He's not going to get. Nobody is going to attribute this to the Most High. They're just not. Some people are not going to get it. The mayor the governor up in New York, he says when things got better for them, he made the statement right out of his own mouth when things appear to be looking good. And I said, this man ain't watching history. But when things appear to be getting good, he says we need to give ourselves an applaud. He said, God didn't do it, we didn't do it. Luck didn't do it, we did it. And I'm sitting there watching this man. I said, this man, he don't know what he's talking about. I mean, he's got a lot to learn. He's obviously not a believer. I mean, just out of respect, some people in politics just say, God's grace is shine upon us. Even if they don't know God, a lot of them politically know, just to say, we thank God for his mercy in doing this. This guy, no. He said that God didn't do this, we did it. He even said faith didn't do it, we did it. We did this. Then right after that, George Floyd and his whole city got turned upside down. His whole state got turned upside down. So this is crazy. I mean, these people are just not getting it. And they're not going to get it. Just so you know, everybody is not going to get it, okay? I'm just trying to fix this microphone. Yeah. Everybody's not going to get it. Okay, just realize this. Everybody is not going to get it. Let's look at this again. So what did they say? 50 at the close of World War I, an estimated 50 million people died from the Spanish flu. Masks were the uninfected's main line of defense. Masks were the uninfected main line of defense. Masks. What are we wearing today? Mask. What's the main line of defense? Mask. Washing your hands and mask. That's what it takes, brothers and sisters. It don't take nothing else. Wash your hands and wear a mask. That's it. And keep yourself up on things like washing your hands and your vitamins and eating right and all like that. Patient zero. Listen to this. Patient zero of the Spanish flu may have been a soldier in World War I who accidentally carried this virus back into the densely packed military encamped in Fort Riley, Kansas. Now, before reading all that, let me just tell you this. The Spanish flu was originally called the swine flu. It got its infamous name Spanish flu because more people in Spain died from it, and more people in Spain was infected, so they call it the Spanish flu. But it was the swine flu. It came from Kansas. It came from workers working on the hog farm, slaughtering pigs to be eaten, and the pigs were sick. These guys, whether or not they contracted it, orally eating it, who knows? Who really cares? But it came from pigs. That's why they call it the swine flu. It's the same flu that's still around today. Where did the coronavirus come from? I don't care what nobody says. It came from bats. Okay? It came from in China, from the meat markets where they eat all the exotic animals. We do know for a fact, they had taken bats and they knew that there was a virus, and they knew that if any virus was going to come, it would be the coronavirus. The bats had started to eat other things in the land, and people were contracting it. So they took the bats and they grabbed them. They was trying to come up with a vaccine for that particular virus. And one of the scientific labs, they started to let the bats loose. When they had a virus or a vaccine, when it didn't work on the bats, they let the bats loose. And people say, well, they injected the bats and let the bats loose. No, they let the bats loose because they kept catching bats and more bats. And when the vaccine didn't work on that particular group, they had to let them go. They didn't kill them, they let them go. Then they'd take the next batch. All you got to read is the epidemiologist report and leave the conspiracy theorists alone. Oh, it came from the CIA, it came from this, it came from that. It came from the Most High, okay? This is something, and they've been working on it, trying to find a vaccine. There's several other exotic animals. That's why China banned all of that. They banned all of that a few months ago. No more eating exotic animals. It's now back on the black market again. So they were making a lot of money off of it, and then it was black market, and then they said, okay, let's legalize it. They legalized it in Wuhan, and then everybody was traveling around the world to go to China so they can eat a bobcat, so they can eat a bat, all the things the Bible tells you don't eat, okay? So people they're looking for a conspiracy. Don't look for it. It's simple. Don't make it complicated. So these guys had it, okay? Look at the second paragraph. It says, when the pandemic raged between 1918 and 1920, medical professionals believed that the flu was caused by bacteria. That's what they thought. It was by bacteria, just like they're trying to guess today. Is it virus? Yes. They do know that the coronavirus is viral. It's not bacterial. They thought that the flu then was caused by a bacteria, and they later learned that it was a viral. Okay, it was through a virus. It might not have mattered much if they knew it was a virus at fault. Antivirals didn't exist yet, and the flu vaccine had not been developed. That's what we're reading right here. It had not been developed. When did I'm reading this paragraph right here? Okay, so what difference does it make? Because they didn't have anything for it anyway. So it wouldn't have mattered what they knew and how much they knew about it. Look right there, 1918, 1920. When did this virus came out? 1919. That's why they call it, 2019. That's why they call it COVID-19. So what does that tell you? This virus is going to be around until 2021. Okay? Just like the other pandemics. It's going to be around for 2 years. We'll be blessed if the Almighty took it away in a year. Okay? Look at this next paragraph right here. Theaters. Don't this sound familiar? Theaters, churches, and other closed-in public places were shuttered, in some cases for an entire year. Don't this start to sound familiar now? Lest the bacteria spread in such tightly packed spaces. Even funerals were limited to 15 minutes. Don't this sound familiar today? Okay, so this is where we are. This is real talk tonight. This is real talk. We're talking some real talk tonight. We're talking about what really is going on. I just want you to be prepared. That's all I want you to do. Don't look at it as a conspiracy theory. Don't look at it as if, man, they're going to try to create, what did somebody tell me? Martial law. This is martial law. You know how, let me tell you the conspiracies that we got from this virus. First, when it first came out, and it was over in Europe and China, what people were saying, people of color can't catch it. They can't catch the virus. When that thing hit the United States, there went that. Because who's dying? Out of all corona deaths, 60% are people of color. Okay? So 60%. As soon as that thing hit the United States, 60% of people of color, everybody that dies, if 100 people die, 60 will be people of color. Okay? So people say, well, if you got melanin in your skin, you don't have to worry about it, this and that. All of this misguided direction that people gave out. Okay, that's why I said we got to do straight talk tonight. Theaters, churches, and other closed-in places were shuttered. Let me also bring this out. I just talked to someone I know that's in the Church of God in Christ. They told me that the Church of God in Christ had a conference. They decided to go ahead and have it. This person told me that coming out of that conference, a lot of people got infected with COVID-19. A lot of people. Despite the fact that the government was saying, and the CDC and the World Health Organization, all the experts that came and said, okay, here, because all you have to do is just, as the scripture says, just obey the laws of the land. If they don't conflict with the Most High, obey those laws. And what happened was a lot of people that, well, you know, we still gonna have church. We're gonna believe and we're gonna trust God. No, that's tempting God. This person told me, I know 40 people that died coming out of that conference. 40 people died. A lot of them were their upper staff in their ministerial, and you can read about it. Just Google it. Just Google it. It's there. If we have time tonight, I may Google it. Just to show you how many people coming out of that organization. This person told me, I know at least 40 people that died, that they knew personally. Let's pick this back up. Theaters, churches, and other closed-in public places were shuttered, in some cases for an entire year. So right away, I'm already looking at this virus. It started last year. It came to the United States. I think the first case was around February, March. Brothers and sisters, don't look for nothing. Look for this to be at least 2 years, at least. It could be a little less, but look at 2 years because of this right here. Okay? And because of technology, we may get a little bit better. Okay? So let me read something else here. People, listen to this. People were asked to wear masks, usually made out of fabric, and in public as a first line of defense against contracting and transmitting the disease, and were denied admittance to streetcars, that's your buses today, offices, and other public places if maskless. Above, a woman dons a medical nozzle mask in February of 1919. They talk about this lady right here. Okay? That's what she's got on. So, people were asked to wear a mask made out of fabric. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. Okay? So let's look at this. Because this is the other part here. Because I've heard everything. I've heard everything. Listen to this. People tried all sorts of secondary defenses in the event their masks failed. Pamphlets suggested chewing food carefully and avoiding tight clothes and shoes. Listen to this. These are all the remedies that they were telling everybody. Could you imagine everybody said, hey, don't wear no tight clothes, don't wear tight shoes. Well, some of these people, they want to wear their skinny jeans, so... And there was a surge of support for legislation that would ban public coughing and sneezing. Can you imagine that? Public legislation, you cannot cough and sneeze. Home remedies, listen to this. Home remedies included gargling a mixture of sodium bicarbonate and boric acid. You mean gargling boric acid? Listen to this. Stuffing salt up noses and eating onions with every meal. This is just something that people just come out and like they do today. You know, some people say, well, you know, if you get a little ginger or turmeric and get that and gargle every day, and you won't catch the coronavirus. You got all of these home remedies because all of a sudden everybody becomes a home doctor, a home physician. Brothers and sisters, you know what will protect you from that virus better than anything? Because number one, you may contract it because you're in the flesh. That's number one. You could contract it because you're simply in the flesh. Just pray that if you do contract it like you do the flu, that the Most High will spare your life. That's it. That's it. But keep up on your vitamin C. Be healthy. Keep up on your vitamin C. Wash your hands. Keep up on your vitamin C. Change your clothes when you come in. Do whatever. Okay? Just, that's all you have to do. I was sharing Sabbath. Here's habit. We get in the car and we go to dinner. Okay? Everybody gets in the car, family gets in the car, and you go to the restaurant, right? You open up the door, going inside of the restaurant lobby. You grab the door by the handle, right? And then you go up to the counter where thousands of people all day long, they put their hands on the counter, and you're sitting there and you're telling the people, yeah, put down my name on the list. Yeah, we got a party of 10. And you're sitting there and you got your hands everywhere. Then you go take a seat and you're sitting in chairs. You put your arms on the chairs. You put your arms on the seat. You're leaning up to the wall. The same places, the same thing you're doing. Thousands of hands have been there. Thousands of hands. Then when they call your name, you get to the table, you pull out the chairs. They've taken that nasty rag, right? And they just take it and they wipe off the table where everybody else is set at and put that nasty rag right in their pocket in that little black apron. And then when you come, you think you're getting something good. It's just the person with the flu before you, they just wiped up all of their coughing. And then you sit down, you got your hands on the table, and then they take your order and they say, you want some bread? And you bring the bread, and everybody's caking the bread, and you're cutting the bread and putting butter on it. Ain't washed the hand first. I'm guilty. I'm telling me. I ain't talking about you, me. And just eat the bread with the butter on it, and you just sitting there and enjoying yourself with everybody. Then you go home a couple of days later, you're coughing, you're sneezing, and you got the flu. You know, you can't do that with this virus. Okay, you can't do that with this virus. Your lifestyle has to change, and it has to change forever. I mean, this is what they do overseas. Some people say, well, if they get a vaccine, that's up to you. I'm not a vaccine theorist. I don't take the swine flu shot. That's a personal decision, okay? But everybody's saying, oh, they're going to inject you when they give you the vaccine. They're going to put a chip inside of you. Are you kidding me? When I hear some of this stuff, I have to laugh. I really have to laugh. They're going to, if you take the vaccine, they're going to inject you. It's just their way. This is all made up so that they can inject you with a chip so they'll know where you are. You know how they know where you are right now? Something that you can't leave home without. Right here. Just right here. They know every place where you are. If you like me, if you get from Florida to Orlando and you're going to New York and you leave your phone home, you're going to drive back home 3 hours to get your phone, right? Because you left it. I'm not going to New York without my cell phone. If I left it, I'm coming back home. That's an additional 6 hours on my trip. It took me 3 hours to get to Orlando, right? And if I went to the gas station and realized I left my phone, I'm driving 3 hours back and 3 hours to get back to Orlando. So that's 6 hours off of my trip. We're all the creatures of habit. You're not going to go home. You're not going to leave without it, okay? So they don't need to know where you are. They can know where you are right here with this phone, okay? I took my daughters out to dinner, and I told them, I said, listen, this is daddy-daughter night. My two oldest daughters. I said, I don't want to be bothered with cousins. I don't want to be bothered with anybody. I just want to go and let daddy and daughters sit down and have a nice, good conversation and dinner, right? So we get to dinner, went to a place called BJ's. And so when we get to the dinner, I said, now I know we don't have to worry about anybody showing up, right? And they said, no, Dad, I didn't tell anybody. Well, after about 10 minutes sitting there, here comes their cousins, right? Hey, And I'm looking at my daughters. I'm like, who told? And I'm sitting there. I'm not. I don't want to get upset because I don't want to try to guess how their cousins knew where we were at, right? So I just said, I hope nobody's going to try to tell me that they just happened to come here. Nah, I ain't going for that, okay? Out of all the restaurants in Miami and Fort Lauderdale, you just happened to pass this one and come to the same one we came to? Well, here's the end of the story. They told me, they said, no, Uncle Stephen, we were. I said, well, how did y'all know we were here? They said, oh, we were across the street at the mall, but on Facebook, Dominique's signal came up on Facebook. I said, what do you mean? They said, yeah, on Facebook, it lets you know where if any of your friends that you have, it'll let you know if they're in a certain amount of radius that you are in. And I said, really? They said, yeah. They pulled up their Facebook and showed me. Because my daughter, she didn't tell anybody, but because she's on Facebook and she wasn't even on her phone. But because her location service was on and theirs was on, they got an alert on Facebook that said she's nearby. They looked at it and they were going out to eat at a place called Red Robin in the mall. And they looked and they saw that she was nearby, and they pulled it up, zoomed in on their map, and it brought them right to BJ's restaurant. So I said, wow. I said, that's amazing. And they said, you didn't know that? And I said, no. My oldest daughter said, I didn't even know that, Dad. So I'm gonna tell you, listen, right here. So they don't have to put a chip, they don't have to give you a vaccine to give you a chip. They know you're not going to leave home without your phone. You can't. You're stuck to it, like I am. Everybody's stuck to their phone. You got to have your phone. You got to get your email. You got to get your text messages. You're not going to go anywhere without it, okay? So they don't need to inject you to give you a chip. This is crazy talk. That's why we got to do straight talk tonight. Okay, listen to this. Before anybody has you stuffing salt up your noses. Y'all see this last sentence there? It says home remedies included gargling a mixture of sodium bicarbonate and boric acid, stuffing salt up noses, and eating onions every meal. Are you kidding me? This is what people did. In the 1930s, the source of influenza was discovered to be viruses. It was 10 years later that they realized that the flu was from a virus and not bacteria. Y'all see that? I'm reading at the next paragraph. By the end of the decade, in 1938, Jonas Salk and Thomas Francis developed the first vaccine against flu viruses. So what are you saying, Pastor Johnson? It might be 8 years before they come up with the virus, but for a vaccine. Maybe not because of medical technology. Maybe not because they know that the coronavirus is a virus and not a bacteria. And they do have something to work with. They do have the influenza flu vaccine to work with as a baseline. So, and just like I said, technology. It may not take 8 years. It could take 6 months. It could take a year. Listen to this. Today, about half of Americans get an annual flu shot, according to Phil Dormitzer, Vice President and Chief Science Officer for the Viral Vaccines at Pfizer. One of the key challenges in developing better flu vaccines is to tap into modern understandings of immunity to make flu vaccines that are broad, powerful, tolerable, and convenient so that people continue taking them every year. Well, guess what? They've been coming up with flu vaccine shots every year. I don't take them. I'm not going to take them. I don't care to take them. And I'm not going to take them. And sometimes I get the flu. Sometimes I don't. But I can tell you one thing, consciously, I'm not going to do anymore, Even when restaurants open up, I'm going to have me some hand sanitizer. I don't have any around here. And before I sit down, I'm going to go to the bathroom and wash my hands. Maybe some of you all did that naturally. I didn't. I didn't do it. I was one of the people that did exactly what I just described to you. That was me. That was me. Sit down and just grab a glass and just drink out of the glass. Sometimes I didn't even want a straw. But we can't do those type of things anymore with this coronavirus. You just can't do it. Okay? Straight talk tonight. Straight talk tonight. Let's, here we go. So they say here, in recent years, an aspect of Spanish flu was resurfaced in a beneficial way. Researchers have tested Spanish flu survivors' blood for positive clues to fostering immunity to modern incarnations of bird flu. So yeah, you got the bird flu, you got the Spanish flu, and you got the coronavirus. All of these are flu viruses. That's what they are. Okay? If you look on the back of a can of Lysol spray, look on the back of the can of Lysol. It would tell you that coronavirus is one of the viruses that it kills, but not this type of coronavirus. Okay, so the word coronavirus has been around for a long time. It's been around for a long time. So just look on the back of the can of a can of Lysol. If you still got some, just look on it and it'll tell you it kills the coronavirus. And you know what somebody said? They got on YouTube. Hey man, they lying to us. They got a vaccine. It's already out. All you got to do is use Lysol. You can't make up this stuff, people. You cannot make up this stuff. Okay? So I sent this article to myself just to look at it and just to I showed pictures before of people today. Oh, back then there was an article I found. Back then, let me tell you what they did. Back then, they started demonstrations because they wanted the schools, the churches, the theaters. So yeah, they had the theaters. You know, remember, movie theaters was something big. That's how people got their news. That's how people got their news. There wasn't no television. That's how they got their news. And it was through the movie theater. Okay? So they had the movie theater. They couldn't go there no more. They got shut down. And then you had your streetcars. People couldn't, that was a mode of transportation in your larger cities were your streetcars. Cruise ships, the industry had started to boom. There was no more cruise ships. All of that stuff shut down. I mean, it's just like it is today. There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new. But yet everybody's saying, oh, this is it. It's going down. It's going down. You know what's going down? Ain't nothing going down but the rent. Okay? Ain't nothing going down. Nothing is going down. The next big thing to happen is the abomination of the desolation, which is the 3.5 year tribulation. That's it, brothers and sisters. That's it. Okay? You're not going to get reparations. You can go to Africa. It might be a good financial move for you. Okay? But nobody's going to come and get you and take you to Africa. And you're not going to get reparations. It's just not going to happen. Okay? The best thing you could do is get yourself back to the will of the Most High God. That's it. If he don't come, if the abomination of desolation in the next 24 months does not go over there and stand in the holy place, then you can watch back this video and you can say, Pastor Johnson told us. He told us that we're not getting reparations. He told us this is not the 400 years. I'm telling you. And it's not me. I'm just telling you what the scriptures are. Once you know the scriptures, you can say this stuff with confidence. I say it with confidence because I understand the scriptures. Again, look at that lesson that we posted last night of Pastor Bowie. Look at that lesson. I mean, he did a phenomenal lesson. Just go and check it out. It's just that simple. It's just, when you read the scriptures, it's just that simple. And people get upset. And I've had people get upset with me. They really have. You're a false prophet telling people that 400 years. I'm going to tell you, in August of last year, in July, I was a false prophet because in August, which was the anniversary date of 400 years, nothing was going to happen. And I was telling people, ain't nothing going to happen. I was a false prophet 30 days before. You know what happened? August came, Feast of Trumpets came, Day of Atonement came, Feast of Tabernacles came, this man's so-called New Year's came, Black History Month came. Here we are in the middle of the coronavirus. And guess what? Where are we? Right here in the United States. And somebody said, well, you know, it's really not until August of 2020 because that's the real 400 years. Well, guess what? That's next month. You're not going nowhere. You're not going nowhere. You're not getting reparations. You might get a stimulus check for a few $100s. I'm waiting for that. But you're not going to get reparations. All these people, Boris Watkins and all everybody talking about, well, the money. No man will redeem you. That's scriptures. It's not going to happen. Okay? It's not going to happen, people. It's not going to happen. Now, let's jump into the politics. Because now we're going to get rid of this COVID thing. We're going to jump into the politics. If you got a question, comment. Let me see here. Avia says, I'm stuck to my phone. Leave it all the time for that very reason. I don't want anybody tracking me. You know what, Ava? Thank you for making mention of that. 5G. A lot of people started to say, well, you know, the 5G is causing the coronavirus. The 5G. Let me tell y'all where that came from. There's a group that is anti-privacy. They're against the government having all of your information. They're against it. They are, if anything that goes against your privacy, there are organizations out there that are fighting that. They think that since the Patriot Act after 9/11 was enacted, the Patriot Act said the government, if they suspect that it's a homeland security issue, they no longer need a warrant to get certain information, phone information, all of that. And that made a lot of people upset. And they says, well, wait a minute, you're violating my privacy. And we have a right to privacy. We have a right that we don't have to, the government doesn't have to know where we are without a warrant, search and seizure and all like that. So the Patriot Act does away with search and seizure if it's a certain condition where nobody trusts the government. So when 5G came out, people that are against those policies, they know that the 5G network takes away all of your privacy. Let me let you know what 5G is. In Beijing right now, I'm just going to give you a 1 minute on this. In Beijing right now, let's say right now I'm in Beijing, I'm downtown. There are certain signs up to let you know that you're in certain zones. You don't have to have a phone with you. Forget about your phone. You left your phone at home, but you're in Beijing, China. There's so many cameras because there's 5G networks all over the place. They have all of these cell towers that are lower frequency. So the possibility of catching some sort of radiation has been minimized because they lowered the frequency. Now here's why they lowered the frequency, because they got more towers. Here's why they have more towers, because of technology and encryption. They have a lot of different cameras within a small area working off of that one tower. Okay? And then when you go 10 blocks, there's another one. And 10 blocks, there's another one. And 10 blocks is another one. And they circulate a particular grid. There could be a 10-mile radius. And that is called the 5G zone. It's in Beijing. This is truth right now today. When you're going down the street, the cameras pick up your face as facial recognition. They pick you up. You're in the system, okay? When you walk inside of a restaurant, they have Kentucky Fried Chickens in Beijing. You can walk inside of a Kentucky Fried Chicken, and when you walk in, because of facial recognition, the people behind the counter who's getting ready to take your order, they would say, "Hello, Mr. Johnson, how are you doing today?" They already know your name because of facial recognition. And you could say, "I'll have the same thing I had yesterday." Okay, coming right up for you. If you were there yesterday or last week, or they may even ask you, "Would you like to have your favorite today?" You know, like when I got an app. I have a Chick-fil-A app. And every time I order, I get points. And then it looks at what I order all the time, and it says, "Would you like to go to your favorites, or would you like to go to the regular menu?" Okay? So, because it's keeping track. It's keeping track. That's what it does. And you can't have technology without something keeping track of everything you do. So that's 5G network. Then you can walk outside, no phone. Again, no phone. Because you have cameras and microphones all over the place, you can go to an Uber zone area, which could be a 2-block radius, and you can say, "Uber." And an Uber is going to come right where you are, an Uber. And guess what? There's nobody driving them. They drive by themselves. You can just say, "Uber." And the camera's going to pick up your face. A car, nobody driving it, is going to pull up. And they're Teslas, you know, the Tesla vehicles, and then they got the doors that open up this way, like the wing. A door will open up and you get inside of it, and then it closes and you say, "Home." And it's going to take you home if you're in that 5G network area. That's how 5G net works. You can go to ATM and you can say, you don't have to put in no card, no number. You go to ATM and you can just go up there and you say $20 checking account. And the machine's gonna kick out. That's if you want cash, but you don't need cash, because when you go to a restaurant or anything like that, facial recognition is gonna pick you up and it's going to let you do your tab. Or you can say, right there on the table, they got smart tables and all like that. And you can decide when your menu comes, you can slide your menu to different people who's ordering what. And because it knows where you're sitting at, if you ordered all this food, you just, on your smart table, you just like you would on your TV, on your phone, and you slide it over. You slide over the steak to that person. You slide over the chicken over here. I had a salad. I had a Coke. And you sit there and you hit pay. There's no cash. There's no nothing. It takes it right out of your account. That's 5G. Okay? Just so you know. I just wanted to share that with you. Okay, so let's get into the politics. Before we do that, we are powered by BHG. We have a new face look, a new look. We're always trying to improve what we're doing here on this channel. And I want to thank all of you all, but I have to let you know we are powered by Bethel BHG TV. Stand by. get into politics. Don't forget that phone app. That phone app, you get notifications. I'm trying to do better in that. Somebody says, I guess no more tips. And, if y'all have a question, don't forget to put a Q. I'm looking at it over here. Don't forget to put a Q. And I'm scrolling up, and I'll put that in there. Pastor and his brother were brought up. No, I wasn't brought up Catholic. No. I wasn't brought up Catholic. I was brought up as a Sabbath keeper. I had one Christmas that I can recall, and that's when we were in Fort Bragg. My father was in 82nd Airborne, and I remember one Christmas. I remember it vividly. Remember the Christmas tree, the ham, all of that. But that was the last Christmas I had that I remembered, because my father got into the truth. His brother brought him into the truth. Okay, politics. It's amazing, people. It's amazing. Now, I know people are not going to like me on this one. I know people are not going to agree with me on this, okay? Donald Trump is going to win the election, okay? There's no juice. I'm not voting. I can tell you right now, I'm not voting in this election. I'm not voting in no election. I'm not voting, okay? But I will tell you, Donald Trump is going to win the election. Why? Just look at what's happening. Whenever you have a party that the Democrats are doing everything possible, that it keeps blowing up. It makes me upset when I watch what's happening. Even if somebody didn't want Donald Trump back in, the Democrats are messing up royally. Somebody say, how did they mess up royally? When you look at the BLM movement has nothing to do with George Floyd. Nothing to do with George Floyd. It's a whole different agenda. And I know some people are going to say, I disagree, Pastor. That's fine. Look up the movement. Look at what and how the movement started. Look at the background of who started the movement, and look at the agenda. It's just that simple, okay? It's just that simple. That's all you have to do. And I'm going to leave that one alone. Here is what the issue is. People are saying, wow, you know what I want to do? You can't have, do we need reform? Yes, we need reform. Is there going to be reform? Yes, there will be reform. How do you know, Pastor, there's going to be reform? Let's go back to in the 1960s. Whenever you have all of the people collectively, all of the people, white, black, yellow, red, joining into a movement, something is going to happen. It's life-changing. It's going to happen. It's just that simple. It's going to happen. It happened in 1965. In 1968, when Robert Kennedy and Martin Luther King was assassinated, when those two were assassinated in 1968, it changed the United States. It changed the United States, okay? It's going to change. This George Floyd case has woken up people to see that an issue that has been a problem is really a problem. And so you're going to get some changes as a result of this, okay? It's just that simple. It doesn't take a political scientist to see this. I do teach politics. I teach public administration. That's what I did. I can tell you that just looking at the mere concept of way things are happening, there will be change. There's going to be change. What type of policy changes? I don't know. Because the Democrats are all over the place. They're all over the place with this one. They really are all over the place with this. They really are. Would I like to see reparations? Of course I would like to see reparations. But do I think that we're ready for reparations? No. You can't just give one person a lump sum of money. Would I like to see, maybe you say, okay, like the Indians, I showed you all, they get anywhere from $2,000 to $6,000 a month. That's what they get. Do you think that the right wing, Democrats are the far left, Republicans are the far right? The two parties could be right here, but you got ideologists who are the far right and is on the Republican side, and then you got the far left. Whoever's not in office is the far left. That's the Democrats. Right now they're the far left. So let me explain this to you. If you think that the far right is going to let, without a fight, let me say this, without a fight, a group of 17% of the population, and that's, some people say we're 17, some report says 22, get a monthly check, ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And the Democrats are all over the place in their agenda, all over the place. So the best thing they can do is grab everything from the bottom of the barrel to make sure that it's a race war. It's this, it's that, it's all of this. It's the police. We reform. But let me tell you something. You have a lot of people who are quiet, who are going to come out and vote for this election. And it's going to be an astonishing number. Now, I may be wrong. I just don't see it. Let me show this to you right here. This is what I want to show you. Let me pull this up. Let me show this to you. This is what the headline news is. Here's what I want to show you. Okay, what do we have? Let's see if I can bring this down. Chicago weekend shooting, 63 shot, 63 people shot, 16 fatally in violence across the city. That was back in June the 29th. That was 63 shot. Okay? I want to show you this latest one. I just, you have to do this. You have to show this stuff so people can see what's really happening out here. Let's see what's the next one we got here. I mean, you really have to see it to really believe it. Just some of the stuff that we got coming up. Because I just saw one where they had all of these kids shot. Kids. Here's one 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Here it is. Just look at this. 2 days ago. 64 shot, 13 fatal in Chicago this weekend. 15-year-old Terrence, that's a 15-year-old, shot and killed. I mean, some people were 3-year-old, 9-year-old. These are kids caught in crossfires. 64 people were shot, 13 of them fatal across Chicago over the weekend. 15-year-old Terrence Molden, who was gunned down, shot about 4:30 p.m. Friday in Jeffrey Manor in the South Side, was the weekend's first victim. 5 other teenagers were wounded in separate shootings between then and Monday morning. The alarming numbers marked a dip from the gun violence that befell the city over the 4th of July weekend when 79 people were shot, 15 fatal. So 13 over the past weekend, but the weekend of 4th of July, 79, 15 fatal. 11 of those victims were minors, and 2 of the children died from their injuries. In the same weekend last year, 9 people were killed and 32 more were wounded. So just look at what's happening. You know, you really have to see this to say, is there any reprieve? Is there anything positive going on from any of this? Absolutely not. This is what we're dealing with, people. This is. I just want you all to see what we're doing here, what we're looking at here. I'm not going to go through all of these, but this is just in Chicago. Then they talked about other locations where things were going on. Denver. And these are Hebrews who don't know who they are. These are people of color, okay? So when I want you to, that's why tonight we got to do straight talk. We got to do straight talk. And of course, when you watch Fox News, you don't see this on CNN, okay? Because everything is about the election and Trump not wearing his mask and all of this stuff. You go to Fox News and we become the laughing stock. They say, look what's happening in the Democratic cities. Do you want to vote Democrat? Look at what's happening in their cities. They don't have a grip. They want to defund the police. I mean, this is straight talk tonight. Listen, I don't have no dog in the fight. I really don't, because I already know what the scripture says. So I don't have a dog in the fight. Some people say, do you believe you should defund the police? You do this? No, you need reform. But even the reform is a joke. People are bringing up policies and House bills and Senate bills that there be no more choking. Are you kidding me? It's already a part of the policies in the police departments. You can't choke people out. That's a part of the training in police academies since back in 2000. You don't choke people out. But there's no enforcement. So now you're going to say, well, now we're going to put a law, okay? It's just a joke. It's just really, really a joke. Laughter says Chicago is in a state of emergency, as well as North Louisiana and Baltimore, Maryland. I saw a video where a man stated that guns and ammunition mysteriously appears in low-income, impoverished neighborhoods. Yes. Rick says Fox News can't be trusted. Any news can't be trusted. Yes. You can't trust none of them. You got a cup. You got that much fluid in it. Fox News will say, oh, things are going well. Things are looking very extremely well. We're almost there. CNN will say, oh, things are bad. We're almost at the bottom. You see what I'm saying? That's how news is reported. So it's how you see this. That same line is how you see it. Because some people see things differently, right? That's it. They see things differently. Right, PJ, chokeholds have been banned for a while. They have. They've been banned for a long time. I don't look at Fox News because they are biased. Yeah, they are. So is CNN. They all are biased. That's the whole point that I'm making. None of them can be trusted. None of them can be trusted. They all are fake news. Every last one of them are fake news. I will tell you one news station I do watch, and it's called RT News. And I'm going to tell you, right off the bat, this stands for Russian television, but it's in the United States, and it's called RT News. Look it up. They have a guy by the name of Rick Sanchez, who was an anchor from Miami. He went to CNN. He was fired at CNN because he refused to report the style that they were reporting. He wanted to do accurate reporting, so he was fired. He said, fire me. And then he got hired by Russian television, and they allow him to report news as it is. But who knows? You know, I mean, really, who knows? Sister Victor says, well, Pastor, how do we know that the mainstream media is reporting the truth? None of them. Believe nothing you hear and half of what you see. That's just it. That's why it's hard to talk about politics sometimes, because it's all buffoonery. Only the Most High's kingdom will bring true peace. That's it. That's it right there. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now. That's why I look at everything. I go to work every day. I come home. I study. I read. I talk politics. Every now and then, if I get a course, whenever I do go back and I'll teach it, I love it. I love to teach it. I like to have discussions like this in the classroom. But let me tell you something. The safest place in the whole wide world is in the will of the Most High. Because I know the authenticity of the Bible is real, okay? And I know whatever it says, that's what's going to happen, because it has proven itself in history before. That's it. That's it. So that's where I'm at with this. Really, you know, RT News banned me for posting true scriptures. Well, wow, Brother JD. Nobody's surprised that Brother JD got banned, because I know if he posted some scriptures, he went on there and just said, hey, will the real Hebrews stand? And yeah, that will get you banned. Because y'all know Brother JD don't sugarcoat nothing. That's his style. He don't sugarcoat. He don't sugarcoat it. He's not going to sugarcoat it. The native Arizona said it's equivalent to welfare checks. The nation receives a government payout and thus distributed. That's how it was explained to me. That is true. That is true. That's what they get. They get a check every month. The Native Indians. That's what they get, a check every month. Every month they get a check. In fact, let's go over here and find out how much that check is. Let's go over here. Let's go to Google. I want to find out how much that check is. I want to know how much that check is. How much does the average Native American get from the government? There it is right there. Okay. So let's go look at this. Let's do this together. Well, right here it says 20 billion total U.S. support for American Indians. $20 billion. How much money? So let's look at it. Okay, here it is, right here. Members of some Native American tribes Let's move this over so we can see it real good. Members of some Native American tribes receive cash payouts from gaming revenue. The Santa Ynez Band of Chumash Indians, for example, has paid its members $30,000 per month from casino earnings. Other tribes send out more modest annual checks of $1,000 or less. What special benefits do you get for being Cherokee? So let's look at that. What special benefits do you get for being Cherokee? Well, let's scroll down and look at it. Let's see if they'll tell us anything in there. Let's look for the dollar sign. Here's what I like. Let me see if I can blow this up. We doing straight talk tonight, you all. Straight talk. Straight talk. That's where we are. Look at this. Straight talk. Straight talk. Let me see if I can blow that up a little bit more. See, this is what we have to do. Being Cherokee might also earn you scholarship money. Would I love to have that? I got $60-some thousand in student loans. Being Cherokee might also earn you scholarship money. College students can score $1,000 per semester with preferences given to those closest to graduation. About 2,000 students receive the grants. Those who are heading into the gaming and travel industries can even get a free ride. The tribes give full scholarship for students studying hospitality administration through a distance learning program at the University of Nevada at Las Vegas. The Cherokee Nation has more than 6,000 people on the payroll. Let's look at here. We read that part, that particular one. They get almost about $30,000 a month for casinos. I mean, listen, you can just simply say, okay, listen, we're going to legalize gambling, and we're going to, all the casino money, we're going to spread that out to all the ADOS people. It ain't going to happen, though. But I'm just trying to tell you, these are things we look, this is straight talk tonight. Straight talk, people, straight talk, okay? So that just kind of gives you an idea of what the Indians get, okay? But yet America was built off of your back, but you ain't gonna get nothing because the scriptures say that you're not gonna get nothing, okay? There's nobody gonna redeem you. And again, people gonna get upset. Well, Pastor, why would you don't get upset with me? I'm only just telling you how things are. And I'm not a prophet. I'm just giving you straight scripture. Okay? You're not gonna get anything. This is some good talk tonight. Good talk tonight. Good talk. Good talk tonight. Let's see where else we are. So we hit politics. Oh, we're not finished with politics. We're not finished with politics. So Biden has to pick a running mate. Some people said, well, he's going to pick Michelle Obama. He can't pick Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama's making too much money. So she's not going to allow herself to be picked. He's not going to pick Kamala Harris because Kamala Harris, he very well could. If he did, then the possibilities of winning is going to be slim to none. And let me tell you why, okay? Let me tell you why. This is what, and listen, when I give you this information, I'm only giving you information. Don't take it one kind of way. Let me just show you something, okay? Let me just show you something. Okay? So you can get it here. So this is what we have to do. Let me share this with you. See this right here? Trump signs executive order on historical black colleges and universities. Says schools will be priority in his White House. Y'all see that there? You're not going to see that on CNN. And again, I am not a Trump supporter. I don't support anybody. I just want you to see this. You're not going to see this on CNN. Here's the reality. Trump is a businessman. Obama did not give money to historical black colleges and universities. It was not his priority. Even in his second term, he could have done it. I want you to look what's happening. And this man, some people say, well, he's only doing it to get the vote. He might be. But let me tell you something. Do you think all of those historical black colleges and universities are stupid? Because the Democrats don't give out money like that. You just need to see this. You just need to know this. Okay? So when I say Trump is going to win the next election, there's things in the background that you are not going to get. That it's not going to be reported. So that's a lot of black presidents. There's a lot of black historical black colleges and universities. That's a lot of smiling faces right there. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. Let's see if we can zoom in on this. Yeah, there's a lot of happy people right there, you guys. A lot of happy people. Okay? This is Trump. Is it a ploy? Who knows? Who knows what he's trying to do other than get votes? And that's what people do. They do this to get votes. And you got a lot. Look at the happy faces right here. Look at all the happy faces. See all the happy faces there? You got happy faces. So I'm just trying to give it to you straight. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give it to you straight. These are people who are not going to tell you what they're doing. They're not going to let this money go for the next 4 years. Are you kidding me? And do you hear Biden saying, hey, well, we're going to make sure we give money to the HBCUs? No. Because there is no agenda. I hate to say this. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I just know politics. That's why, again, we gotta do straight talk tonight. Straight talk. I want you to just look at this. President Donald Trump welcomes a leader of dozens of historical black colleges and universities into the Oval Office at the White House in Washington, D.C. That's when he first got into office. That was his number one. Listen, he did that back in 2017. He got elected in 2016. I'm just showing you. Let's look at something else. I want to show you something else. I mean, this is just reality. Just to show it to you. That's all. It's the only thing you can do. No, I don't want to subscribe. That's the Washington Post. They don't want me to look at the article. It's an article that says, here you go, I just bring it up here. Oh, see that? 31,000 inmates were released. That was back July last year, 2019. Somebody said, well, where did those inmates come from? During the time when there was a war on crime and a war on drugs, the big box, let's have some talk now. Now we gotta have some talk. We gotta have some serious talk. Back when the big boxes, I'm talking about your big box department stores. Those big box department stores paid legislators to pass laws on terms like 3 strikes, you're out, 10, 20 life. Somebody said these guns are getting inside of the neighborhoods, okay? Why would a big box store pay a lobbyist? Why do they care about crime? Then if you got arrested for 3 felonies, you had to do in some states what they call minimum mandatories. So if you go inside of a department store and you shoplift, right? You shoplift and you steal something and it's over a certain amount, that's a felony. Then you go to a grocery store and you steal 10, 15 steaks, that's another felony. Well, that's 2 strikes. And then, you're trying to feed the family and you do something else where you do a minimum of, you decided that, let me just not shoplift, let me not do that. Let me just try to sell some narcotics, a weed on the side. Let me sell some marijuana to try to make my ends meet with the family. Because the big box stores closed down their factories and took them overseas. Took them to Mexico and to Canada and over to China. So now what they say is all of those jobs that they had, nobody's surviving, especially on the south side of Chicago where a lot of factories closed down at. So now you got 10 years because you did 3 felonies. A minimum mandatory of 10 years. If you were a drug user because you got caught using crack, it was a felony for being a crack cocaine user. Okay, I'm doing straight talk tonight. I'm going in on it. But right now in Martha's Vineyard, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Delaware, all of these little New England states, you got kids who are taking, and they're not kids of color, they're taking opioids, and it's a pandemic, they call it. It's another source of a pandemic. It's an epidemic on drug usage. It's not a crime. It's not a crime. But crack was a crime. But opioids and all of these other salt type of drugs that these kids are on up in the Northeast, it's not a crime. It's an epidemic. Okay. It's a sickness. It's a health issue. I'm going straight talk tonight now. Straight talk. And it's a health issue. Okay? So because it's a health issue, you can't go to jail for it. But during the war, during the time when marijuana, people's getting arrested for marijuana and all like this, it was the Democratic administration that went out on a war on crime. And it did start with Nixon, okay? But what Bill Clinton came to do, he decided to pick it up because Reagan he served his 2 terms. Clinton came with the war on crime, and we're going to do this and predators. They could start using the word predators. And a lot of people went to jail. A lot of mothers went to jail. A lot of fathers went to jail. A lot went to jail. And Obama, sadly, for some reason, at least it's not reported that he was letting people out. What Trump started doing as soon as he got into office, he started releasing people and saying, you should never been in here. 6,000 inmates, release. 3,000, release. Let's keep going. April 2020, the Trump administration reverses prisoner coronavirus release. Here it is, First Step Act. Here it is, First Step Act. That's the one I want to go to. Oh, man. Oh boy, that's too small to even read. But basically what happened, they started to pull people out of jail. Here's one here, July 20, 1919. Alice Johnson's emotional reaction to Trump praise, 237, Washington, early 31,000 federal inmates will walk out of prison as of Friday. Let's see what this is about. Okay, let's get over here and read this. I mean, this is stuff we got to look at. Matter of fact, it's got a video. Let's play it. Let's play it. See if we can play it here. I'm just curious.
In a straight line. And sometimes you can find yourself heading in a new direction. But when you're with Fidelity, a partner who makes sure every step is clear, there's nothing to stop you from moving forward.
Alice's story underscores the disparities and unfairness that can exist in criminal sentencing and the need to remedy this total injustice. She served almost that 22 years and had expected to be in prison for the remainder of her life. In June, I commuted Alice's sentence. When I saw Alice's beautiful family greet her at the prison gates, hugging and kissing and crying and laughing, I knew I did something right. Alice is with us tonight, and she is a terrific woman. Terrific. Alice, please. Inspired by stories like Alice's, my administration worked closely with members of both parties to sign the First Step Act into law. Big deal. It's a big deal. This legislation reformed sentencing laws that have wrongly and disproportionately harmed the African American community. The First Step Act gives nonviolent offenders the chance to re-enter society as productive, law-abiding citizens. Now, states across the country are following our lead. America is a nation that believes in redemption. We are also joined tonight by Matthew Charles from Tennessee. In 1996, at the age of 30, Matthew was sentenced to 35 years for selling drugs and related offenses. Over the next 2 decades, He completed more than 30 Bible studies, became a law clerk, and mentored many of his fellow inmates. Now Matthew is the very first person to be released from prison under the First Step Act.
So I'm
Life
just
isn't a straight line.
I'm just
and sometimes
let me
you can
close
find
this
yourself
out.
heading in a new direction. But when you're with Fidelity,
I'm only bringing this out because people, again, this is straight talk. You cannot, Brother Tobiah, he put something in there. Doesn't matter to me. Trump and DeSantis are both no good. Let me tell you something. Republicans and Democrats are politicians. You really cannot trust none of them. I'm just telling you straight. You cannot put your confidence in this society. So yes, you can't do it. You can't do it because Trump could be doing all of this just to get the black vote. And he's probably saying, you know what? Let me do this in my first 4 years because I want to take the wind out of the Democrats and they can't say I didn't do anything. So he's doing it. He's doing it. And after he gets the vote and he gets into the next 4 years, it could be the worst 4 years that you can ever imagine in your entire life. That's it. Obama released over 300 federally convicted people with drug offenses in 2017. More states began to legalize marijuana. The drug many convicted by legislation goes through Congress. And this is the issue. 300? It should have been more. 3,000, 6,000. Look at the numbers and it's not Trump, it's the Republican Party. This is nothing but a campaign to make the Democratic Party look bad. And the Democratic Party does not have a comeback. They don't. There is no comeback. There is no comeback at all. It's just not. There's no comeback. Other than that, we're going to be dealing with, and I'll probably go watch Don Lemon tonight. And he's his thing is he's going right after the Republican Party. And it's interesting. I watch both, and I watch the news, and I go back and forth. I watch one, and it's amazing. You can take the same story. She says Obama wasn't in office, and that's right, he wasn't in office in 2017. Let me see. I think she meant maybe 2015. Yeah, I think you meant 2015, not 2017, because Sister Sheila's right. He wasn't in office in 2017. Do we have footage of these prisoners leaving? There is footage. I did see some, and I did see where they had, you know what? Let me go to the ones that were where they were at the White House. Let me see. First Step at White House. Let me put that down here. First Step at White House, because I think what he had been doing was having people come to the White House. Let's see here. Yeah, I got one. I got one here. Let's see if this is it. This is the one that we just looked at, but let's look at it anyway. And maybe we can maybe glean something from it. Let me pull it up here and play it.
To the event at the White House, for those that received the benefit of the First Step Act, it is what allowed me to go free on January the 3rd. And without the president's insistence, as well as senior advisor Jared Kushner's insistence, this would have never happened. And therefore, me and over 3,000 others, and probably 100,000 as the years go by, that are be able to benefit from the recidivism advantages in the program, who never would have been able to experience that.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing right here. The Democrats are not talking about prison reform. This is straight talk tonight. They're not talking about prison reform. You know why they're not talking about prison reform? Because they need the campaign money from the big box stores. So they're not talking prison reform, because prison reform, and this is what prison reform needs to be. If you got prisoners that you paying up to from 81 cents up to $3 a day, 81 cents to $3 a day inside the prison, and they're serving 5 and 10 years. When they come out of prison, you must guarantee them a job at least $4 to $5 above the minimum wage. You must guarantee them that job for at least 24 months. Give them a fresh start. That's prison reform. But the Democrats or the Republicans, none of them are pushing prison reform. We got one president that's letting them out, but then you still got that application that says, have you ever been convicted? Even though your sentence is over, nobody's addressing that. Why? Because the NRA is who funds the Republicans. The big box funds the Democrats. I'm just telling you straight talk, how they get their political campaign funding. Biden and everybody else that's running in the Democratic race is not going to push for prison reform and for applications to change. No bill is being pushed out of the House of Representatives or out of the Senate. The House of Representatives is being ran by the Democrats, majority, and the Senate is being ran by the Republicans. Nobody is pushing for reform on applications amidst all of this, because that's why I say everything else is a smokescreen. Don't give me a bill that you can't choke nobody out. Enforce the law that you already got. Enforce the policy that you already have. That's all. So don't smokescreen it. Change the applications. That's it. Change the applications. What difference does it make what color I am? Are you a white male or are you a black male? Have you ever been convicted? You know what those are? Those are informations on an application that somebody's reviewing it, that when they see, okay, this is a black male, he's been convicted, here's a black female, here's a white female, here's a white female, here's a white male, here's a Hispanic, here's a black male, here's a Jamaican male, here's a Haitian American. Oh, this person's being convicted. I'm telling you, those applications, those questions are there as systemic racism to sort and weed out applicants. That's what they're for. Especially when they say, have you ever been convicted? Ever. Some of them got state laws. Some laws, some states said, for now on, you have to put on there in the past 5 years. Have you ever been convicted within the past 5 years? Some states stepped it up and say, well, wow, if a person's been out for 5 years, but how can you be out for 5 years if you can't find a job? More than likely, you're going to do something to survive and you're going to end up violating your probation and going right back in. Straight talk tonight. So do you see Donald Trump pushing that? Nope. So why is he letting everybody out when you're not pushing prison reform? You're letting everybody out. I mean, this is how I look at it. You're letting everybody out to get votes. You're letting everybody out so you can say, this is what I've done. You're letting everybody out to say, Obama didn't do it, look at what I did. But if you're letting people out and they can't get a job, what good is that? What good is that? There's no assistance. There's no nothing. Now, if you said, wait a minute, that should have never happened. Those laws should have never been passed. You had an adverse impact. And what we're going to do is we're going to give you $2,000 a month. Everybody that's released from the First Step Act, we're going to give you $500 a month, no matter how much money you make. If you make up to $90,000, we're going to give you $2,000 a month. If you start getting over 90, then we'll cut it to 1,000. That's what you should do. Really. If you wanted to do that. But don't let people out and have an agenda to say this is what you've done, and yet those people cannot get a job. This is straight talk tonight. I know y'all not used to me doing this, but I have to go there tonight. Y'all hit that like button. We're still here. I'm not going anywhere. So I mean, we bring these things up. We show them because this is real stuff. I found one, but it's too long. I don't want to do that one. This one's not too long. Yeah, I can show you this one. It's not a video though, but it's just a guy. He's just happy, you know. He got out. He's out. He's happy. Okay, this is what Trump is going to throw out. Okay, this is what he's going to throw out. Laughter says, I don't like applications, but race was set in place to log. I think many less would meet hiring quotas if there was no race quota. As for felons, this benefits us more, so that will likely not change. Yeah, it's not going to change. Depends on the state. Yep, depends on the state where you're a pastor. This is what Brother Rick is saying. Let me say with Brother. I'm trying to click on you, Brother Rick. Wow, I don't know what's wrong with that. Here we go. Pastor, the prison owners get paid to keep their prisons full. That's why it's hard for me to believe they are letting prisoners go. Well, yeah, so he's doing it. He's doing it because these people were put in jail on predatory acts, and they should have never been incarcerated for the amount of time that they were incarcerated. When you had rock cocaine, the rock, the crack rock, and people with the powder, which was more in weight, more in cost, and because minorities were using crack, and you got caught from using an addictive drug. It's an addiction. It's a sickness. It's an illness. Just like opioids is right now in Rhode Island, Maine, New Hampshire, all of those New England states. It's a sickness. Nobody's going to jail. Nobody's going to jail. They said it's a sickness. Crack should have been a sickness. This is what we're dealing with, people. I'm telling you, this is what we're dealing with. This is exactly what we're dealing with. I want to see if I can find a video, because I like the videos. I really do. Let me go back, because this is what we are. This is what we are truly, sincerely dealing with. Let's see if this is a video. No video. You almost have to go to, well, here's some here. Oh, here's one. Here's one. 35 minutes long. Let's go to this one. I know, I already saw that one. Hold on. Here we go. We got one.
April. Come on.
Let's look at this one.
I just want to thank you for signing the bill. I got it on compassionate release for my daughter, and because of that, I'll be able to spend what time she has left with her.
Take your time.
She was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in September, and they have since gave her a grave prognosis. And because of the bill and the First Step Act, I'll be able to spend the rest of her time with her. And I thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart. You take care.
Let's see if we can find another one here. So that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with. I don't know why my overlay there keeps doing that. But y'all see where I'm going at with this? And Biden was the one, he was the one that pushed the bill for the Predatory Act. And he apologized. He apologized for it because he knew he was going to be running. Hillary apologized for it. Let's see if I can find him apologizing. Yeah. I want to find where he apologizes for prison, apologizes for crime. Some of the stuff you just look up. I mean, I've come across it and I watched it, and here you go. Here it is. Let's look at this. So it says Biden apologizes. Let's make it smaller here. He apologizes. Biden played key role in pushing U.S. to take hardline stances on crime in 1990s. And now he's apologizing as 2020 looms. And this is true. And I'm glad he apologized. I really am. I'm glad he apologized for it. But, and then Hillary had to come and apologize too. And let me tell y'all why they started to apologize. Now, this was in January of last year. And the reason why is because in 2017, they saw what Trump was doing. He's letting everybody out so he can get the vote in 2020. So they said, listen, we better start apologizing. This is before he even said he was running. Hillary had to do the same thing. This is why I'm trying to tell you, you can't trust no politician, none of them. None of them. Hillary. Let's find out Hillary's apology. Because she pushed it too. She really did. She pushed it. She was a part of it. And so was Kamala Harris. They were all a part of this. I'm gonna show this to you. Let's pull it up here. But I'm glad she said she was sorry. But it still happened. Let's see if we can watch this. Straight talk tonight. Straight talk tonight. Let's show it.
I'm David Culver in Wuhan, China. In Yokohama, Japan.
CNN in Abu Dhabi.
I'm Nermal Bagher in Sinjar, Iraq.
Northern Syria, Lagos, Nigeria.
Stockholm.
Outside London.
CNN, Sao Paulo, Brazil.
In Mexico City. This is CNN.
Now, earlier this year, a South Carolina voter told your daughter, Chelsea, quote, I think a lot of African Americans want to hear, you know what, we made a mistake. Chelsea said she's heard you apologize, but went on to say that if the voter hadn't heard it, then, quote, it's clearly insufficient. Do you regret your advocacy for the crime bill?
Well, look, I supported the crime bill. My husband has apologized. He
It sounds like Eve, don't it?
actually signed it. Senator
But
Sanders
what about you,
voted for
Senator?
it. I'm sorry.
That sounds like Eve, don't it? You know, it sounds like Adam and Eve right there. You know, the husband that you gave me, my husband did it. My husband did it. Well, he was the one that actually signed it. See, you can't forget this stuff because a lot of people got harmed from it. Why? Because big box stores, listen, just look at who the lobbyists were, the top lobbyists for some of these politicians on the Democratic side. So you got Maxine Waters. She ain't said nothing. She hasn't pushed, she hasn't gone against this because she got paid. Kamala Harris, she got paid. Cory Booker. I'm talking about the Black Caucus. Okay? I mean, this is straight talk tonight, people. I mean, hey, some of y'all asked me to do this, and listen, and when I go at it hard. I don't spare nothing. Let's finish this.
For the consequences that were unintended and that have had
Let's go back.
Year, a South Carolina voter told your daughter, Chelsea, quote, I think a lot of African Americans want to hear, you know what, we made a mistake. Chelsea said she's heard you apologize, but went on to say that if the voter hadn't heard it, then, quote, it's clearly insufficient. Do you regret your advocacy for the crime bill?
Well, look, I supported the crime bill. My husband has apologized. He was the president who actually signed it. Senator Sanders
what about
voted
you,
for
Senator?
it. I'm sorry for the consequences that were unintended and that have had a very unfortunate impact on people's lives. I've seen the results of what has happened in families and in communities. That's why I chose to make my very first speech a year ago on this issue, Errol, because I want to focus the attention of our country and to make the changes we need to make. And I also want people, especially I want white people to recognize that there is systemic racism. It's also in employment, it's in housing, but it is in the criminal justice system as well.
Who pushed the bill? I mean, listen, this is where it goes down to.
Shades of America.
That's what it really goes down to. Who pushed the bill? I mean, so yeah, so she did apologize. And here's one here. Everybody got ready, okay, to apologize for it, and they had to. And the reason is, here's one. Let me show this to you. Clinton apologizes for 1994 crime bill. Let me minimize it here. Okay, he apologized for it. Put a lot of people of color in jail. But he doesn't get why it was bad. So let's find out when this was. I want to get the date of this article. July the 15th, 2015, because his wife was running, and Donald Trump, in all of his sarcasm, and I hated the statement, well, vote for me because they've done nothing for you. At least I'll do something for you. I mean, the most sarcastic statement that you could ever hear, and annoying. It really is. That's why I said you can't trust nobody. You can't trust nobody in this whole thing here. Nobody. But this is the stuff that we're dealing with. This is the stuff. This is reality, people. This is reality. This is reality. This is straight talk tonight. So you can't really depend on nobody and who you're going to vote for, because it's all hypocritical. All hypocritical. You got somebody who's letting people out so he can push back, and then you got the people who did this, who pushed this, they got to hurry up and apologize for it. And like I said, I'm glad they apologize. But they got to hurry up and apologize for it, because they know number 45 is going to start bringing it up. Because you ain't seen him campaign yet. He's going to start, look at what I did for you. I mean, it's going to be, I think his people are telling him, listen, quit saying that. It don't even come out right. It don't even sound right. Look what I did for you. I did this for you. It almost like because it sounds like I threw you a bone. Look at the bone I threw you. You understand what I'm saying? It just sounds bad. Look at what I did for you. They didn't do it. I did it for you. Just the whole thing sounds bad. It sounds bad. And Kamala Harris, this is Straight Talk tonight. Y'all know I'm normally teaching a Bible study. But you all asked me, somebody sent me an email and said, Pastor, we miss your car cams when you just straight talk. So I said, you know what, I'll give this to you all tonight. Kamala Harris put more people in jail in California off of these same laws than any other state. Any other state. So this is why I say, put your trust in the Most High. That's where you put your trust at. Forget these elections. These things happen every 4 years. Don't get caught up in the mix. Don't get caught up in the hype. Don't get caught up in all of this. Coronavirus, every 100 years. We saw back in 1920, it was a second wave. You don't have to be a prophet to figure that out. It's going to happen. Here's the other thing. Very seldom will an incumbent president not get reelected. Very seldom will an incumbent president not get reelected. It's hard to beat. So he's going to serve just like Obama did for 8 years. He's going to do 8 years. It's just the way it is. That's just the way politics rolls. Okay? That's just the way. But the thing is, all we have to do is read the scriptures, and the scriptures tells you how to move forward. We don't get ourselves caught up in the cares of this world. We don't do it, people. We don't do it. And the next big thing to happen is the abomination of the desolation, is a 3.5 year tribulation. It's not 400 years. We're not going to get reparations. It's none of that. It's none of that. Don't let the hype get you all into this. It's not going to happen. Stick with the scriptures. What you want is a hedge of protection around you. You know how you get a hedge of protection around you? Come back. If my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and pray, seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, that's how you get healed. That's how you have to have a hedge of protection around you. Job had a hedge of protection. Satan had to ask for permission. This is the position that we need ourselves to be in. I'm going to look over here in the chat room real quick. I see an old friend here, Brother Hamner. How you doing? It depends on the state. How you doing, Brother Hamner, in the room? Brother Hamner has a book, and he's got a book out. Y'all go over there and check him out. And I think I clicked on him earlier, but I didn't know it was him until I looked at the name. I looked at the comment. But Brother Hamner has a book out, and he put together a Sabbath school book for all of us commandment keepers. You all click on his link and go check him out. Pastor, excellent show, my brother. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Sound the alarm. Thank you for being here, Brother Hamner. Let me see. Let me go down in here. That's right, Pastor. Let me see here. But these people make me laugh. Laughter is good for the soul. Yeah, she's here. Laughter will Let me see here. It sounds bad, but we have been so incredibly manipulated and voted for the same party 6 years. So sad people saw us as low information voters. That's right, Melinda. And you know what's sad? Most people don't know that Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. It was the Republicans who signed the Emancipation Proclamation. But I can tell you, they really didn't want to do it. They really didn't want to do it. They did it because they had an agenda to push. So they really didn't want to do it. But they had an agenda to push. Go back and there's a good movie. It's called Abraham Lincoln. I watched it. It was on iTunes, but it's a good movie. I downloaded. It's the latest movie. It came out maybe about 8 years ago. It was called Abraham Lincoln. Watch it. It's about the most truest form to what is written and documented in history. If you're ever in D.C., go up to the Library of Congress. Go up there and look at some of that stuff. It's there. You can look at it. It's right there for you to look at. All of you all in the chat room, this is just so great. So we brought, listen, so it's 12 o'clock. I'm done with this subject. I'm done with it. I'm gonna get Brother Hamner back, and just to bring some of this stuff out. I'm gonna bring him with his book on. I'm glad that he was in the chat room with us tonight. Only the Most High will deliver us. That's right, Sister Melinda. Oh, that's it. That's it. No man will redeem you. No man is going to redeem you. Nobody. I saw Lady J in the room. She says, absolutely, Pastor. How you doing up there in Riverdale? Brother JD says, a nation of fierce countenance which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. It's not going to happen. You're not going to get any favor. Don't look for any favors, people. It's not going to happen. Brother JD, what did I just do here? Okay. I got to make all of that smaller now. There we go. I don't have this particular thing. There we go. Wow, that was good. I took it completely out. I didn't want to do that. There we go, Brother JD. I got you back in here. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Okay. And let me lock this because it's all over the place. All of you all in the chat room, listen, I want you all to hit the like button because we want to get some algorithms on that. I want to play this video. I'm not going anywhere. I want to play this video. This came from Minister Michael Norman. He showed me this video. I posted one, but he asked me to take it down because he did not want me to have his music with Black Lives Matter. That was the other Floyd video I did. So I won't be running that one. He asked me to run this one instead because he found out that the agenda behind Black Lives Matter was not only a Black Lives Matter movement. There's another agenda behind that entire movement. But I'm going to play this, and I'm going to be right back. Don't you all go anywhere.
I can't breathe. Can't breathe. Oppression pressing on my neck. My thinking, breathing, hair's just been cut off. I'm dying in this American wreck. In the valley of the dry bones, no flesh, just bones. We were once the rulers, but now we sing our enemy's song. Oh, say, can you see? Blinding lies, my people are not free. This is captivity. We wanted to be like them, we integrated with them, worship their gods and their idols like them. Jacob troubles, pressure, more pressure on the neck. I can't breathe. No oxygen to the brain drives a man insane. The heathen rage, the lions that once ruled the nations roar and roam in a cage. Programmed to kill the offspring with injections, wiping out the bloodline with demon infections. Trying to corrupt the most high olive tree, so that the natural branches will not return to thee. Choke them out, pressure, choke them out. Natural seed, replace them with GMO seeds. Oh no, it will never please the Most High's knees. The chains become tighter around our neck, controlling dog lease. The skin is raw to the bone. Can't move, can't see, the whole body hurts. I can't breathe, can't breathe. Simulation, I can't breathe. Incarceration, I can't breathe. Reparation, I can't breathe. Losing my sanity, we can't breathe. Simulation, I can't breathe. Incarceration, I can't breathe. Reparation, I can't breathe. Losing our sanity, we can't breathe. Get off my neck. Year 1600, chains on my people's neck. 1776, no freedom, red, white, and blue around my people's neck. 1863, Emancipation Proclamation, dog lease around my people's neck. 1900, Jim Crow around our neck. 2000, increased poverty, no upward mobility, incarceration around our necks. 2020, heavy chains are on our necks. Death is on our necks. We can't breathe, we can't breathe. The enemy advanced deep into our bloodline. We die, we cry to the Most High. You promised that you would save us from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. Murdered black man and women, blood cries out from the dust. Please forgive us, we want a new birth. Most High, please wrap our bones with skin. Breathe life into us again that we may live. Ezekiel, prophesy to these bones. Life, hope, deliverance. Simulation, I can't breathe. Incarceration, I can't breathe. Reparation, I can't breathe. Losing our sanity, we can't breathe. Simulation, I can't breathe. Incarceration, I can't breathe. Reparation, I can't breathe. Losing our sanities, America, we can't breathe. Get off my neck.
Wow. Minister Michael Norman did that. I thought it was superb, and I was glad that he shared with me. He wanted me to change the other one out, and I did. I changed it out, and this brother came to Fort Lauderdale, came to Bethel, and really, we had a conference, and this brother really performed, and then he went to High Point, North Carolina with me to do a conference over there at Pastor Douglas's place in High Point, North Carolina. And let me tell you, it's the brother, when I saw this, he had told me it just came out, he had just released it, and it's good. So I can understand. There was an incident that took place on that street corner. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to read on it so that when I do play that song again, at least I know a little bit more information about what took place on that spot. And so there's a story behind it. So I had a good time with you all tonight. I really did. I want to thank all of you all for tuning in, and thank you for allowing me to do something a little bit different, just straight talk. I think it's relevant. Again, last night, check out that lesson that Pastor Bowie did. He brings it in good perspective, man, about what is going to take place. And once you understand that lesson, you know everything that we're going through right now. It's just a part. It's just a different era, a different year, a different time period. It's not like this is the first time this has happened. It's happened before. Don't lose faith. Don't lose confidence. Trust in the Almighty. Continue to meditate in His Word. continue to learn His Word. And this is what the purpose and the mission of Straight Talk was tonight, is that you can get all entangled in the politics. It just don't matter. It just don't matter, okay? Like again, I could be wrong, but I'm just going by off of history. Trump is going to win the election. There is no, and it don't matter. God is in control. So just check it out. I wish the Democrats had a better agenda. There are some racial overtones that we have to be very careful and very mindful. We're on the brink. There's going to be casualties, people. I will tell you this. All it takes is one shot. And now you got people who are arming themselves. I'm going to come with some Straight Talk again tomorrow night, because I'm going to be bringing out some stuff that happened in the 60s, and I'm going to be paralleling it with today and what the difference is. So that's tomorrow night. I'm going to be bringing out some stuff that happened during the Civil Rights Movement. And again, I'm going to be comparing and contrasting. This week is Straight Talk Week. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow night. So you all tune in. Tomorrow night we're going to be bringing this right back. I'm going to be playing tonight. Who do we have playing tonight? We're going to be bringing up 3 Before Joy, Jay, the producer, T-Dog, Sister Hadara, and of course IOG Choir. That's who we're going to be ended up. All of y'all, just want to do some shout outs. Laughter, appreciate you. Brother Rick, appreciate you. Sister Lady J, appreciate you. You all do some shout outs. I'm going to play you. I'm going to put you up and just recognize you on the screen. All of you all. Brother JD, thank you for just tuning in, brother, just watching over the chat room tonight. Sister Melinda, thank you for being here tonight. Let's see, who else do we have here? I want to just do some quick shout outs to everybody. Sister Lady J. Let's see who else we have here. Just want to do some quick shout outs to all of you all. Brother Hamner, thank you, brother, for again being in here tonight. Still want to get you in here to do your book and bring you on here for a book night, just to talk about your book. Brother Tobiah, thank you, brother. Sister Sheila, how you doing? Angela Stanton was released and pardoned, and now her political platform now is based solely on getting our people out of the prison system for minor crimes. Wow. Excellent. Thank you for sharing that information with us. I have to go do some reading up on that one. Thank you very much. So brother and sister Vickers, thank you all. I'm going to put some information up about our prayer line that's going to be tomorrow, but I'll play that during the music. Brother Carl had to go. Thank you for being here tonight, Brother Carl. And let me see, Sister Nancy. Amen. Thank you for that. What about Enoch 6? Is the book not relevant? I'm still going to do a subject on the lost books. I'm going to do a subject on that. In fact, I'm going to have a guest. I'm going to bring on a guest teacher, Brother James from, I'm going to have Brother James on here from Baton Rouge. On here, we're going to talk about those lost books. So when I look at this comment list, my eyes start to get blurry. So all of you all that's tuned in tonight, thank you very much. And let me see, on our playlist tonight, Sister KT, thank you for being in here tonight. You and Brother Abraham and all of you all up there. Brother Rodney, thank you for being here tonight. Brother Rodney Frederick, thank you for being here tonight. Okay, so we're going to be playing a nice little playlist tonight. Sister Hadara, I love her music. You all check her out. 3 Before Joy, Brother Jay the producer, Brother T-Dog, Sister Dara. We're going to play a couple songs from her, and then we're going to always end out on IOG. I love that song. Priesthood. I love that. My priest. I love that song. And that's how we're going to end tonight. Here's some information about the phone app. Don't forget, here's our contact information. Is that there? Yes. You can do all of that right there. If you like to give, you can do that. And all of that good stuff. We're not going to do the phone app. You all saw a lot of that already. So let's get into this music. Good night, all of you all. We're going to start it off with 3 Before Joy, and we got about 3 or 4 others coming after them. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget, tomorrow night, we got some more Straight Talk coming. Peace to all of you.
You did not create me to rest. You did not create me to fear. But you created me to worship daily. So I'ma leave it all right here. My hands are raised because I surrender. Your will is what's best for me. I worship you because you're Jehovah Jireh. I bow before the King of Kings. No more crying, no more complaining. I believe your word is true. Lord, you promised never to leave me lonely. So this is what I'm going to do. I will trust in you, Lord. I will trust in you, Lord. I will put my trust in you. I will trust in you, Lord. I will trust in you, Lord. I will put my trust in you. Did not create me to worry.
Mommy, the pizza done. Oh, I forgot. It's warm up, Mommy.
Let the world know. World of Israel. Snap your fingers, snap them. Snap your fingers, snap them. World of Israel. Snap your fingers, snap them. Ain't nobody greater, ain't nobody greater. You say that you love him, but you won't even keep his laws to save your life. You say that you need him, but when problems arise, you try to solve it your way. You say that you wanna go back with him. I know that that's a fact, but what is the use when you won't serve him? I advise you to serve the Lord right now. The Most High is the best, best, best. Ain't nobody greater. He'll help you through your test. Ain't nobody greater. He's Lord God, oh yeah. He's his high. When problems knock you down, he won't let you hit the ground. So please just remember this. Ain't nobody greater. You say that there's nothing wrong with breaking God's laws. You say that there's nothing wrong, and nothing bad will happen to you. But don't you know if you don't repent? But don't you know you're gonna die? But don't you know you're gonna die? But don't you know you're gonna die? But don't you know? But if you repent, but don't you know to save your life? But don't you know you're gonna rise? The Most High is the best, best, best. Ain't nobody greater. He'll help you through your test. Ain't nobody greater. He's Lord God, oh yeah. He's high. When problems knock you down, when it gets hard. So please just remember this. Ain't nobody greater. Sometimes in our lives we will make mistakes, but you gotta pray. He who overcomes will inherit all things. God says, for all have sinned and have fallen short of the glory of God. God searches the heart and He searched the mind. He treats you as you are and not what you pretend to be. The Most High is the best, best, best. Ain't nobody greater. You through your test. Ain't nobody greater. He's Lord God, oh yeah. He's high. When problems knock you down, He won't let you hit the ground. So please just remember this. Ain't nobody greater. Ain't nobody greater. Ain't nobody greater.
It's your boy T-Dog, and you know I got Uncle Reese with me. It's a Kingdom Connection up in here. Hey Rodney, take on.
Jesus is real. No matter what you think, you can take it to the bank if you like. Jesus is real. I'ma keep on praising while people keep on looking at me crazy. Jesus is real. No matter what you think, you can take it to the bank if you like. Jesus is real. I'ma keep on praising while people keep on looking at me crazy.
I'm screaming, thank you, Jesus. I'm hollering, hallelujah. You hear me talking about God, now tell me what's it to you. I'm in a Chevy Impala, I'm riding through the hood. I'm telling everybody that I see that God good. Oh, they looking at me, they like, is he for real? I let the window die slow and tell them, yeah, I is. It's amazing what God can do to a sinner and turn them all good, just like a chicken dinner. Ain't really gonna hold nothing back, coming real hard with a brand new track, letting you know I'm down with God and everything He said is facts. Hold up, wait a minute, I'm putting that Jesus in it. I once was living in sin, but now I'm down with God and winning.
No matter what you think, you can take it to the bank if you like. Jesus is real. I'ma keep on praising while people keep on looking at me crazy. Jesus is real. No matter what you think, you can take it to the bank if you like. Jesus is real. I'ma keep on praising while people
It's Uncle Reese in his peace, man. No matter what they say, God is real to me. A couple years ago, I was a different Uncle Reese. You can call me crazy because I believe in a God that I cannot see, but He lives in me. I feel His spirit deep inside, so real that I cannot deny the presence that has set me free. Grace broke every chain on me, hallelujah. What's it to you if I'm crazy? Treat me like it and don't hate me. The whole world thinks that I'm insane, but God came in and then changed. I know that He's real.
Jesus is real. I'ma keep on praising while people keep on looking at me crazy. Jesus is real. No matter what you think, you can take it to the bank if you like. Jesus is real. I'ma keep on praising while people keep on looking at me crazy.
Now I'm the real true definition of hard time. Didn't let it hold me down. I prayed all the time. So many problems they came, they had my vision foggy, but it was all for a reason. That's what God called me. I never lost my faith, I always stayed focused and let my God work His magic, just like hocus pocus. So many people they doubted me. I'ma keep it real and tell them just how I feel by saying Jesus is real.
No matter what you think, you can take it to the bank if you like. Jesus is real.
Yea, though I walk through the valley, the valley, the valley. Yeah, as I'm walking through this valley, you comfort me, you restore my soul. Yeah, you restore my soul, you restore my soul. Yeah, you restore my soul. You have prepared a table for me. It's for me. Yes, for me. Yeah, you prepared this table for me. My cup it overflows. You restore my soul. Yeah, you restore my soul. You restore my soul. Yeah, you restore my soul. Your goodness and mercy shall follow me. It shall follow me. Whoa, your goodness and mercy shall follow me. It shall follow me. Whoa, your goodness and mercy shall follow me. It shall follow me. Your goodness and mercy shall follow me. It shall follow me. I will dwell in your house forever, forever, forever. Yahuwah, you are the good shepherd, and you restore my soul, you restore my soul. You restore my soul, you restore my soul. Yeah, you restore my soul. When I'm feeling low, you restore my soul. I already know you restore my soul. Sometimes I just feel blue and you restore my soul. You make me feel brand new, you restore my soul. In the times I can't go on, you restore my soul. You give me a brand new song, you restore my soul. 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 Little girl on the street,
I see that you paid it all when you hung upon a tree. You're my king, even my high priest. Lord, you're the only one who can intercede for me, to take my prayer before the Father when I fall down on my knees. You know my prayer even before I speak. You're my king, even my high priest. I have found you. Now all of that has changed. You gave me your word, and your word, it brought me peace. You're my king,